One. Good morning, Becky.
Hello, Bonnie.
Good. How are you this morning?
I'm wonderful this morning.
For anybody that doesn't know, this is Becky Hennon, and she is the coordinator of our cooking club. So that's why we have Cooking with Becky every week. It looks beautiful, Becky. It looks like we're ready for 4th of July.
We're getting there. This weekend, I can't believe the summer is rolling so fast, but 4th of July this weekend. What I have up right now, this summer I've started all my cooking clubs with water. I think water is so important for us, especially as the temperatures rise. Make sure we get hydrated, because we do get dehydrated very easy in this heat. And what I have for you today with water, my niece actually sent me this recipe. It has melons and it's got blueberries. So it's red, white, and blue. Can you see?
Wow. That's beautiful.
Yeah. I actually took the watermelon and sliced it and then cut it with a little cookie cutter, make a star. Isn't that fun?
Yes, it's cute.
So you always start off with some water, huh?
Yes, and it's going to be in the 90s this weekend, so we're going to need lots of water.
It is. Inside this, I actually have the white is a honeydew, and man, does that flavor that water. That tastes so good.
I never would have thought of doing that. That's a great idea.
Yeah. So make sure you drink your water.
Becky, I think that's such a great idea for those of us with grandkids, you know? They don't always like to drink just plain water. So what a nice idea. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome. They'll want to
Plus,
get in there.
it'll be fun to cut them out. That would be the fun part. They'll let them cut them out too.
And you know they'll want to fish their hands in there and get that melon out and eat it.
Of course.
Okay, today, of course, we're celebrating 4th of July. So our menu today is going to be cheeseburger sliders. These little hamburgers, I popped in the oven, and so I don't have to go outside. I was going to put this outside, but it's just too hot. So I bake the hamburgers in the oven, and everything is ready. And that way, when you have family over, you don't have to spend all those hot hours over the grill, unless you like that. Some people like that. And then we're going to do an easy macaroni salad, and we're going to do a broccoli salad. Now, I got a little twist on the broccoli salad that everybody loves. So I'll let you know that. And then for dessert, because it's a holiday, it's going to be a rich, yummy dessert. It's going to be a hot fudge ice cream bar dessert.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing we're eating healthy for lunch, because then we'll go for dessert.
Yeah. And it's a holiday. You know, when it's a holiday, why not make it something over the top, right?
Exactly.
And then the rest of the week, we can go back to fresh fruit and some light desserts.
Oh, yes, because that's what I've been doing.
Yeah. Or invite yourself, someplace that has dessert. I don't know. Drive through someplace and get a dessert. A little bit 4th of July, I have a story to tell. Love the fireworks. I think fireworks sort of is excitement with a little fear, and so it's always been sort of exciting with fireworks. I can remember when I was growing up, my aunt and her husband, my uncle, set off fireworks, and they lived on a big farm, and they were beautiful, just gorgeous. All of a sudden, the whole field catches on fire.
Oh, no.
So all the guys jumped the fence, and thank goodness my uncle at the time had a water truck, and they went down and put the fire out. But what a time that was.
That's definitely something you'll always remember.
I will. Bonnie, do you have any stories?
The only story I ever remember, a fireworks story, is when my kids were all little, going to the fireworks at the fairgrounds, at the boat ramp, and then trying to come back out and actually coming up the wrong way on the one-way hill and getting pulled over by the police. That's my fireworks story.
Oh my goodness.
Because we went up the wrong way on one-way street.
Well,
and of course my kids freaked out, so that's one of the stories that we remember about fireworks.
So you'll never forget that one, huh?
No, never.
Yep. Does anybody else have a story? No? Okay, the first thing we're going to do today then is my macaroni salad. I've cooked a pound of elbow macaroni, and I did it to where it's al dente. So you just want it, when you cook it, you want it just done, and that's it, not overdone. And then you take it under cold water and rinse it, and that'll stop the cooking so that it doesn't get mushy. So I pre-cooked my macaroni. Let me set it back here. So the first thing we're going to do is make the dressing for it. In my bowl, I have two tablespoons of sugar, white sugar. Now, if you wanted to switch it up and use a substitute sugar, you could. It's not a problem. Just make sure whoever you're serving this to, that everybody, likes that. You'd hate to have to eat it all by yourself, right?
Yeah, would hate that.
Hate that. Okay, to the sugar, I'm going to add 1/4 of a cup of apple cider vinegar. So I've already got that measured out. And then I'm going to add 1/2 cup of mayo. So I've already got that measured out. Last week, I think it was last week or week before, we talked about mayonnaise versus Miracle Whip. Well, my husband's a Miracle Whip lover. So this is Miracle Whip this week because he loves macaroni salad.
Well, you'll have plenty then. I would have chosen mayo.
Well, we are going to for the broccoli salad because that's my favorite.
Okay. I'll take the broccoli salad.
He said it's the zip of Miracle Whip he likes. So,
the zip of Miracle Whip?
Yeah, I don't know.
My husband's grandmother always said, always buy Hellman's. It's the best. So I have gotten hooked on Hellman's mayonnaise.
Yes, that's the perfect one.
I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
To the mayonnaise or to the Miracle Whip and the vinegar and the sugar, I'm going to add I think it's 1 tablespoon of 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. Of course, my spoon won't fit. 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard.
Is this gray poupon?
It is. It is the best, right?
The best.
And I think it just adds a really good flavor. So I've got my Dijon mustard. And then we have salt and pepper. I have a teaspoon of both. Salt and pepper, I've already measured them out, so I'm going to add that in. And then I'm also going to, and dill. I told the story last week, my critters ate all my dill. So I've had to go out and buy dill. So you can buy dill in the store, and it just comes in a little package. And it usually, looks like dill. So I'm just going to chop that up. It calls for 1/4 of a cup. We'll see how much I get out of this. I think last week we did dried dill. As you can tell, I love dill.
So do your critters.
Yes, my critters. I don't know. I think they just want to irritate me because the other day they went through some of my planters and then walked all over my chairs. It's just like, ha, ha, ha. You got to laugh at them.
I have a lot of squirrels. They get into everything.
Do they? Okay, I've chopped up my dill. Let me mince it up just a little bit more. Okay, I'm going to add that in there. Oh, like I said last time, that dill smells so good.
Yeah, that's the only thing we haven't mastered yet is smelling over the computer.
I just tell you what it smells like. Okay, I'm going to whisk that together. Get all that mixed up together. And you end up with just a light dressing. Okay. Okay, the next thing to do is we're going to start dressing our macaroni. So I've got a whole pound, I cooked a whole pound box of macaroni. Let me add this to it. We're going to add the dressing.
You're dressing the macaroni?
I'm dressing it for the 4th of July. Okay. To that, we're going to add 1 red pepper, and I've already got it all chopped up. So 1 red pepper. That adds your red for your 4th of July, right?
Great.
And then I'm going to add celery. I've got 4 stalks of celery cut up. So I've just diced it up. So that's going in. And then to that, I'm going to add a half a cup or 1 cup of frozen peas. Now I did let them thaw a little bit because we're going to be eating this real soon and I didn't want to bite in frozen peas. But they do tell you to put it frozen, and then all this mixture goes into the refrigerator and it just sort of melds together. It just sort of makes everything taste good. But today we're going to rush it a little. I'm sure tomorrow this will be perfect. It will be perfect.
Yeah,
So
the macaroni will absorb all of those all of the goodness, and it'll be perfect.
And all those veggies. And so I've got my celery. We've got our dressing. We've got the macaroni. I've got the bell pepper. Cheddar cheese. It calls for chunked cheddar cheese. It calls for 6 ounces, but the bar came in 8 ounces. So why not, right?
Oh, exactly. You can never have too much cheese.
No. So I've got the cheddar cheese and the macaroni and the red, the peas, the dill. Oh my goodness.
You're going to need a bigger bowl.
I think I am. And I thought it was big enough. Oh, that's so wonderful. Oh, man, if you could just smell that. Can you see it?
Well, I
Look
can
at all
see
the
it. I can't
colors.
smell it. It looks good from here.
Just imagine, close your eyes and just imagine how good it smells.
I'm smelling the peppers and the dill.
Yeah. Now, to this, they tell you to add a red onion. Now, you know as well as I do, this is a no-no in my house. My husband doesn't like red onion. So I think what I'll do is I think I'm going to take part of this and divide it and put the red onion in my half, and in his half I'll leave without.
You're a good wife.
You know, you live with your husband for we've been together almost 30 years. You learn what they like and what they don't like, and you just get used to doing that. Is that true, Connie?
Absolutely true, Becky. In my house, we would have to leave out the peas and only add it to my bowl.
Oh, I would love the peas.
Becky, I have to tell
What
you,
army are you having there?
Me?
Yeah, what army are you cooking for there?
My husband and I. No, my daughter's in town.
Okay.
So she'll help us, and I think she's got some of her friends coming out tonight. So it'll be shared by many people. So this is my bowl, and I'm going to add several red onions. Not too many, because it calls for half a red onion. But since I'm halving the recipe, I don't want to take over. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's lovely. I don't think I've ever done that one before. That's beautiful. Okay, so our macaroni salad is done. Okay, the next thing we're going to do today is we're going to do my broccoli salad. Do you girls like broccoli salad?
Sure.
Sure.
Definitely.
Love it.
So
Do you remember Lynn Berry from our cooking club?
yes.
She always made the best broccoli salad I've ever had.
I think she got that recipe from me.
Did she really?
I think so.
We'll see.
We'll see. Well, hopefully Lynn will comment on it. Okay, so it called for 1 head of broccoli. Of course, I go to the grocery store, and guess what they don't have? They don't have a head of broccoli. So they did have some in a package already done up. So I did get the package. I washed it well. I think any of your fruits and vegetables you bring home from the grocery store, you really need to wash them again. I don't care if it says pre-wash, wash them again. We're in a different time now, but I think we just need to do things like that. So I've got it all cut up into bite sizes. And to this, we're going to make a dressing. So in this dressing, again, I'm going to use white vinegar this time. Last time I used apple cider vinegar. This is white vinegar. It really wouldn't matter if all you have is apple cider vinegar or white vinegar. You could do either. It may change the taste just a little, but not too much. Okay, to this I'm going to add 1 cup of mayonnaise.
Hellman's mayonnaise.
It is Hellman's. We're going to have to do a class on taste of mayonnaise, because there's all different kinds of mayonnaises versus Miracle Whip, right? Maybe we get people online to tell us which they like. So I've got my Hellman's mayonnaise, I've got my white vinegar, and of course anything you do, you got to add a little bit of sugar, especially when you got vinegar. And again, you could switch this up to, any kind of sugar you have. So I'm going to put how much am I put in here? About 2 tablespoons of white sugar.
Now, why did you choose to use regular vinegar instead of apple cider in this?
The recipe actually called for it, so I'm just really following the recipe.
Okay. I didn't know if it was a taste preference or.
Yeah, apple cider vinegar does have a little more. It does taste different. It does taste just slightly different. Just slightly.
It's just I'm just asking because I just don't know.
Sure. I'm glad you asked. Maybe that's another taste test we can do.
Yeah.
Be my taster though, huh?
Well, you're supposed to be teaching us, so that's why I'm asking.
Okay. That works for me. So I've got my vinegar, my Hellman's mayonnaise, and my sugar, and I'm going to whisk that up. And this is really simple once you get your broccoli clean. So I'm going to pour that over my broccoli.
That was pretty simple.
That was simple. And everybody loves this one. You even said, Bonnie, you like the one that lives.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if she got that recipe from you, then I'm going to have to ask her.
Ask her where she got that, but I'll show you what makes mine different here in a minute, and she does the same thing. Okay, to this broccoli, to make it wonderful, we're going to add a 1/2 cup of raisins. Now, some people don't like raisins. You could use cranberries, dried cranberries. You could probably even cut up bits of apple if you wanted. Just a little bit of sweet. And then we're going to stir that up. This also takes chopped onion. So I'm going to put the rest of that red onion I had, I'm going to put the rest of that in there. Husband is not eating this one, is he?
No, he can eat the macaroni salad.
He can. He can.
Or pick out onions.
So I've got onions, I've got raisins, I've got my dressing. Now, if you were going to serve this tomorrow or later today, I probably wouldn't put the onion in because sometimes onions can take over the taste. And then you don't want to put the next 2 items in until you're ready to serve it. And the next 2 things that you put in is I've got 6 pieces of bacon, all cooked and crumbled. So I'm going to put that, I think this is the secret now. I'm going to put that bacon on there. And then this is my secret. Most recipes calls for sunflower seeds or something like that. This is what I put on it. I put a cup of cashews.
Oh.
So you dump those cashews on there.
You're just making it better and better.
I am. And everybody loves those cashews in there. Now you can use sunflower seeds, You could use any nuts you wanted, actually, but those cashews are just wonderful. I don't know if you can see that, Bonnie. Look at that,
It
girls.
looks beautiful.
Isn't that lovely?
I
Look,
have time available for lunch today.
I'm actually heading to Marietta. Have to bring you some.
You have to bring me some.
I will. Okay, so
We've got all the sides ready to go now.
We do. The next thing is our cheeseburger slider. Have you had those before?
Not made like homemade. I mean, typical sliders you get in a restaurant.
Yeah.
I've never made them.
It's time, Bonnie. It's time.
Okay, it is time.
So this recipe calls to get I use the King Hawaiian rolls. They're just little rolls. These are really sweet. They're really wonderful. If you have never had these or never made sliders out of them, they're just delicious. But you could use any roll, any little roll. So I've actually divided them in half because I already have half of them cooked. So I've got 6 rolls. That's half of the package. And then you take your hamburger mixture. You take 2 pounds of raw hamburger and you mix 2 teaspoons of salt, 2 teaspoons of pepper, and 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. You mix that all up and you pat that down into a 9 by 13 dish.
Oh.
Now I did that last night and I cut it in half, but then you bake it for 20 minutes. And so when you get done, you end up with a hamburger slab, cooked meat.
A hamburger slab?
I can't tell you what else. It just cooks up. What would you call it?
I have no idea, but slab did not come to mind.
A slab of meat. No.
A slab of meat.
So you take that same pan and you dump all the grease out of it, because there is usually grease in the bottom. And you're supposed to use the same dish, but I've got a smaller dish because I'm just going to do 6 of them. So I'm going to take the meat out. You let it cool slightly. Take the meat out. You put the bottom half, you cut your rolls in half. So this is the bottom half. You lay that in the bottom. You put your meat on top.
Your slab of meat.
Your slab of meat. I think that's butcher talk.
It must be.
And then on top of that, I'm going to lay slices of cheddar cheese, because this is our cheeseburger. And I was thinking earlier, wouldn't this be good with bacon on it too?
Oh, yes. Everything's better with bacon.
It is. But I used it all in my broccoli salad. So then on top of that, I'm going to put onion. I just cut up a sweet white onion, and I'm just going to sprinkle onion on top. And again, you don't like onion, you can leave it off, which I did on the other 6.
This is like White Castle.
It is exactly like White Castle. You're right. Right. So then on top of that, I'm going to put my bun, my top half of my buns. So see, you end up with just little hamburgers. So on the top of my bun, I'm going to brush it with butter. And the recipe calls for sesame seeds. I could not find sesame seeds in the store yesterday. So I went around the house trying to figure out what I'm going to put on top of it, because I can't find sesame seeds. So I actually had some poppy seeds, and that will work fine. I actually went online and looked it up, and there was all kinds of things. You could use poppy seed. You can use sunflower seeds. You can do all kinds of stuff with it on top. So I'm going to brush my butter on top.
That's probably not a critical step. I mean, I don't think it's going to change it that much.
No, and I sort of kicked it up a little. I put a little bit of dried parsley on top too. So it's my recipe. Okay.
It's always the fun little things that you do that makes the recipe wonderful and special to you, isn't it?
It does. You know, I could put dill on that since I like dill so well. So I've got poppy seeds. I'm just going to sprinkle them on top. And then I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit of dried parsley, just for color. Okay.
And look how pretty they look.
Look, isn't that beautiful?
That's
So what I'm
beautiful.
going to do with this now, I'm going to pop it into a 350 oven for 20 minutes. And they'll come out just wonderful. Let me show you.
With the
Here.
magic of really quick cooking.
Now the top's browned a little bit. I don't know. I probably wouldn't have liked them this brown. So you might rest a piece of foil over top so that your tops don't get so brown. But they still look really good and crunchy.
Do they smell good? Tell me if they smell good.
Just a second. I'll tell you if they taste good. And of course, you just cut through your rolls.
And through your and the slab of meat.
And the slab of meat. And there's your hamburger slider.
Oh.
Isn't that lovely? Just a minute, Bonnie. Let me tell you.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Oh, I put garlic in the meat. Don't tell my husband. It is delicious.
Well, he can eat the other ones.
Mmm. Oh, this is really good.
I'll be down for lunch.
We'll be down.
Oh, that's wonderful. I think every day it's wonderful.
You're getting sidetracked here.
I am. So we have all of our food ready. Let's plate it up. And today my fiesta dish is blue. Look, I have red, white, and blue.
That's perfect.
And look at my little
flag
napkin.
napkin.
I'm ready, baby. I'm ready.
Very patriotic you are, Becky. Very patriotic.
Is that you, June?
It is, Becky. I
Hi,
am here
June.
finally.
Hi, June.
I got in time for the broccoli salad, but I have a hard time ever getting this to start right. But I'm here.
Well, I'm
Well, I'm
glad
glad
it
you-
worked for you, June. I'm glad it worked today for you.
Yes, better late than never.
I'm glad you could join us. June,
Yes.
do you have any stories about 4th of July that you remember as a child?
Oh, we always had a big celebration because my sister, who is deceased, Judy, her birthday was the 2nd of July.
Oh, okay.
So we had homemade ice cream. We had fireworks. My dad loved fireworks and he would go buy stuff. And what I remember is the spinning wheel thing, what do they call them? Pinwheels. And my uncles would always set these off. Well, one of them went right after him as he lit it. He took
Aw.
off and the spin wheel went right after him. So yeah, many stories like that. Yes.
That's a good story. That's a good
That is
memory.
How much fun with family. I think that's what all the holidays are for, is family. Getting together.
Right.
Okay,
So
I'm going to plate up my broccoli. You guys keep talking. I'm just going to plate it up here.
I was just going to say families now sometimes are separated by miles as well as the virus.
Yes, that's true. Okay. So lunch is done, but let me get out dessert. We can't go on without dessert, right?
Let's
Right.
see it. Hold it up. Let's see. Oh, that's a perfect little 4th of July meal.
It is. You've got healthy, you've got your broccoli and all your vegetables and your macaroni salad,
Mhm.
and then protein and the hamburger. It's just a nice little meal. And it's one you can prepare ahead of time, and so you don't have to, slave over the stove, and you can enjoy that family.
Exactly.
Yeah, so let's set this aside. Okay, here we go.
Here comes the good part.
Look at this.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
yum.
beautiful. Is that marshmallows on there?
No, let me tell you what I did.
Okay.
Let me get it. Oh, it's right here. Okay, it's called a hot fudge ice cream bar dessert. there is, let's see, 24. There's 20 ice cream sandwiches in here. You know, the little,
Oh, yes.
yep, the little chocolate with the ice cream in the middle.
Yes.
Those are in here. So
We
what
used to
I
have
did
those
was
in our freezer all the time.
yeah, this has to stay in your freezer too. What I did was I laid the ice cream sandwiches in the bottom. On top of that, I put whipped topping. On top of that, I had taken a 12-ounce, let's see, I'd taken a 16-ounce can of chocolate syrup and added, I think, 3/4 or a cup of peanut butter. And I
Whoa.
melted that on the stove. Yeah. And when it cooled, I put that on top of that whipped cream. And then I layered another layer of ice cream sandwiches, another one of whipped cream, and another of the peanut butter chocolate. And in between there, I put peanuts.
Oh my God.
Yum.
So I'll tell you what it tastes like. The peanut butter parfaits that you get, you know, that you can get at the Dairy Queen or wherever.
And look how
That's
thick it is. It's so thick.
It's exactly what it tastes like. See if I can get that out of there.
Oh,
I might have cut the second piece, huh? There we go. Sort of slipped.
whoa.
Can you see that? Look at that.
That looks
Yum.
amazing.
And you just
Nice.
keep that in the freezer until it's time for everyone to have their dessert. And you pop it out 4th of July, and there you are.
So
Yeah.
that's all
wonderful.
peanuts on the top then.
That is peanuts on the top. Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Nice.
And it tastes as good as it looks. It really does.
I'm full just watching you.
You probably should be. Let me pop this back in the freezer so it doesn't melt on me.
Becky, I have another request for a future episode. Would
Go
you
ahead.
mind doing your ginger peach ice cream dessert sometime?
I can do that. Yes.
That is
Yes.
one of my favorite recipes that I've ever had of yours.
Yes. It's very refreshing. So I think peaches are just now coming ripe. Am I right? Or soon to be ripe. So we will do that when the peaches, like I said, I think the peaches are out there now. So we'll do that.
That sounds good. I don't think I've ever had that.
Oh, it's really yummy. Oh, look
I
here
would
on my
even-
finger, Bonnie.
I'd love to lick your finger.
Oh, that is so good.
Mm,
That's what you
you
always
know-
tell us as you're licking your fingers.
fingers, right.
Well, look at my
As we
fork.
drool, saliva is coming down the mouth.
And you do remember at the Belpre Senior Center, we always ate dessert first.
Exactly. We always eat dessert first.
So I think I might have to cut that in half now and half later, maybe.
Well, you can't
But
let
that
it
is-
melt, so you're going to have to eat it quickly.
I am. That's okay. Even if it melts, I think it'll be good. Put it in the
Yeah.
blender. Next week, my daughter's in town, so we are going to take a trip out is the plan. We're actually going to go to a farmer's market.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I think we're going to try to go to the Athens Farmers Market. If you've never been there, they're open on Wednesdays and Saturdays. And they have quite the variety. And we'll talk a little bit about what's fresh right now. And then a little bit how I would use them. And maybe we can get someone there to sort of tell us what they would do with them.
That's a good idea, because there's a lot of times I walk through a farmer's market and see things that look wonderful, but I'm never sure what I could do with them once I would get them. So that would be a good thing to know.
Maybe we'll search for that vegetable or fruit that we have no idea what to do with and
Yeah.
figure it out.
And figure out what we can do with it.
I'll buy some of them and we'll experiment and
up.
come up with something really good.
Oh, that sounds like a great idea. Well,
Yeah.
thank you for cooking for us again this week. You look so festive in your red, white, and blue.
Thank you. Thank you.
And the food looks amazing. So
Food smells amazing, Bonnie, and June.
stop
and
telling
everybody-
me that. Stop
Right.
telling me how good it smells.
Yep.
But I hope you have a happy 4th. Are you guys doing anything for the 4th of July?
Eating.
Well, of course you are.
I don't think so. The neighborhood, it seems like a lot of people are setting off fireworks, so we'll probably just go out in the front yard and watch the neighborhood and probably have some food and hamburgers and that type of thing. I think nothing special.
You have plenty of food already.
And I do. Just want to remind everyone also to stay hip, healthy, independent, and productive.
Exactly. Especially in this time when nobody's getting out very much.
Yeah. And speaking of that, Bonnie, I got on the YouTube channel for O'Neill Center the other day, and I watched you at Henderson Hall in Boaz. Is it Boaz or Williamstown?
It's in Boaz. Isn't it beautiful?
Yes. And you took us through the kitchen, and I thought that was quite fascinating. So I enjoyed that. Are you going to do anything else with that?
We actually are going to have 2 more videos. We did the second floor in the ballroom also. So we are going to show that next week. And then we did a video of the outside grounds and the schoolhouse and the carriage house. So
Nice.
It's a beautiful place. It doesn't do it justice just seeing the video. You really need to take time and just wander through there. But it's a beautiful place. And we were very fortunate. They let us come in and gave us a quick tour. So I hope everybody enjoyed that. There's more to come.
I really enjoyed that, Bonnie.
Now, had you been there before?
Yes. At Christmas a long, long time ago. Yes.
They always have something going on. And it's just, I think it's one of those hidden treasures that a lot of people around here don't know is there. So, I mean, if we can give anybody just a little idea of what's in there and how beautiful the place is, it's a nice place to visit.
Now, Bonnie, are there restrictions to get in? Do you have to wear masks and things?
It's like everything else. They suggest it. They're wearing masks, so they're being safe, and the whole distancing and hand sanitizer. So they're being very careful. But I mean, it's just not required. But it's a nice place to visit. It's not been very busy, so you can wander around and check everything out.
Okay. Well, I do want to encourage everyone this holiday to be safe. When you're out, take precautions, be safe. And I hope I see everyone again next week.
Yes, you too.
We hope so too, yes. If you need to get
Okay.
rid of any of that extra food, I'll meet you at the 4-lane. Just saying.
This will be our next step. We'll be meeting at the 4-lane every Wednesday
Right.
for lunch.
June, I might have to get rid of some of this dessert.
Oh, that would be wonderful. I don't even care if it's melted. I can stir it.
Okay, well, thanks everybody. Thanks, Becky. Have a good 4th of July, and we'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.
Okay. Bye, Bonnie.
Bye.
Bye, June. Bye, Connie.